Alright. So I finally caught up with the Dragon Ball Super manga. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I've filmed this a couple times already now, and my voice is gone. I keep finding that I go on tangents, and I'm gonna stop right here, because if not, I'm gonna go on another tangent about it. And let's just say this. I like the Dragon Ball Super manga, but I don't find it that it's very good, or even sometimes good at times. So take that. If you want to end it, that's my take on it. But going into more details, let's say that I separated the manga in two parts. Part 1 is everything the anime covered, and part 2 is the moral arc and beyond. And hopefully it goes further past the moral arc, because if the manga ends with the moral arc, I'm gonna be very disappointed. This is nowhere near as good as it could have been, and I'm gonna tell you why. Alright, so in the first part, I'm not gonna mince my words. I think it's okay at best. So too many times the story just felt really rushed. It had no decent pacing to it. A lot of the story elements just wasn't really explored to its fullest potential, and I think the manga did what it had to do to try to keep up with the anime, which was never going to happen, because the manga only comes out once a month and the anime comes out once a week. So that was never going to happen. So much so that when the anime finally finished, I think it took like another 12 months for it to wrap up the Tournament of Power, and you could definitely feel that the last couple of chapters in the Tournament of Power was much better paced and had much more life to it than it did before, because it now had its own breathing space. So we're gonna end that. The part 1 was okay at best. Now part 2, the moral arc, the arc where everybody is getting kind of excited, or at least enjoying more of the manga. I'm gonna say I'm kind of in the same boat. I do enjoy this arc much better than any other arc in the manga. I'm not gonna say I like this better than any arc in the anime, because I think the anime and the manga are too different for me to try to compare them right now. Maybe in the future I will, but not right now. The moral arc is it's where the manga is finally trying to find itself and find its pace and find its own way to be itself. I know it sounds a bit odd. Let me explain. The way that I've recently been reading the manga, the way it's come off to me right now, is the fact that the manga still doesn't know how to tell a Dragon Ball story to how the author usually tells his story. I feel like he's trying to find a good balance between the two, but he's trying to find a way to make his own stories into kind of like Dragon Ball. And I think so far he hasn't been very successful. He's done a pretty decent job, but it still doesn't feel like Dragon Ball at times. And it shows because it's too wrapped up in the fighting, in the big epic moments, to tell a very good story. We can see elements that the mangaka wants to do with how mysterious Miru was and how mysterious Moro was in the beginning. But now we've gotten to the point where Moro is very mysterious. Moro is a character treated off the mysterious aspect, and when we're trying to implement more of a menacing, being told that is very strong. Personally, I don't find Moro magic has been reinstalled into the Dragon Ball verse. Good villain. That's fine and all. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I know some people really want to call him like, oh, he's a great villain, one of the best villains in Dragon Ball. I'm like, Moro at the moment still doesn't really have much of a personality, which is odd saying, because I like Jiren, but I don't know, his stoicness and was kind of his own thing in Dragon Ball. Like there was no one else in Dragon Ball that had that stoicness that Jiren exuded. So I can get people why I don't like Jiren. My reason with Moro is that he's become quite bland in how evil he comes off as. Like there's nothing there for him to be himself. His magic doesn't really seem to be very impactful for when he fights. When he fought Ultra Instinct Goku, it was like his magic attacks didn't really feel really like it did much. Like yeah, it caught Goku off by surprise at times, but I don't know. I feel like for Moro, like his aspect is the one thing that's setting him apart to other villains, because he kind of feels like he's Kid. I don't want to say Kid Buu in the sense of of the magic abilities that he had to say like Frieza type of thing. He kind of feels like that blend in a way. Like he has the magic of Babidi and Kid Buu and Buu himself, and the menace that Frieza was when he first came onto the screen. And for me, that sounds great. That sounds like it would be a great mix, but it hasn't paid off. The story doesn't let Moro be that intimidating figure that he kind of seems like he was hoping to be. That's my problem with that. As the other aspects of the stories, I have other gripes with the side characters. How again the manga doesn't know what to do with them. They contributed like a chapter and a half to 2 chapters at best, and they did nothing. They defeated some goons, yay, but they didn't explore different sides of the story. They didn't contribute to the story in the grand scheme of things. You can technically take that entire those entire 2 chapters out, and nothing happened in the story. Goku still fought Moro. Vegeta still came in and is gonna help. Nothing changed, and that's a gripe with Super in general that I have. I wish they did a better job with the side characters, but they still haven't. And any new characters like they're introducing can be pretty cool, like Hit, or annoying like Kefla. Hopefully one day they do a better job. Again, the manga does still feel like it's trying to find itself the way it can tell its story. I'll finish this little review of it, like of my views on it, with this. Many people want different powers to be introduced to Dragon Ball because they attribute that as being really good. Whenever you see different powers being explored and different ways those powers can be used, they keep that in mind, saying, oh, that's really cool, that's really good. I am not of the mindset. I don't agree with that. I don't think Dragon Ball has to do that in the slightest. So I was really hesitant when they tried to give Vegeta spirit powers. Was it? I wasn't gonna be happy with that if they made it like some completely different power. But I'm happy that if they keep it like Goku and Vegeta, their main abilities is Ki. Anything relating Ki is great, and I feel like it's further developing what Dragon Ball's lore is, and not just half-assing a new system to Dragon Ball. Just further develop Ki, and just if you want to have Goku and Vegeta do different things with the Ki, do it. The Super anime had Goku use Ki differently for the first time in a while, and isn't just great giant beams. It's not just Ki blast. There's like little landmines. That's cool. Explore that. Have them do more of that. But I don't want them to introduce them like, oh, Vegeta now has freaking Kiwi powers, and Goku can now do time control. It's also kind of in the same vein as none of that. But not really. Everybody still has Ki and his own thing. Developing Ki. That's different species can have different things. And I like the fact that it makes the battlefield much more even, and something that different powers doesn't really have. Where if you're born with this really OP power, the ones who don't have that have to fight extra hard to get there. No. In Dragon Ball, everybody's has the same power. Everybody can control Ki, and some are born with an easier time with Ki, with higher Keys. But everybody can, like Goku, can train up and use Ki and improve. So that's what I think about that. And that's about it. That's pretty much it on Dragon Ball Super manga. It's okay. It's good at times. The moral arc has something that it's showing that it's progressing, it's improving. It's still not great and I would still go. It gets tentative good at times. I'm hoping it gets better. I'm not gonna dog on it if it doesn't, but whatever. Dragon Ball aside, I want to take up the last little bit of this and talk about the scheduling things that I've been doing for Twitch, podcast, and now YouTube. For Twitch, my schedule has always been Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 12 to 3 Pacific Standard Time p.m. And for the podcast, I just came up with a new schedule that I'm going to be adhering to, and it's going to be Monday and Fridays. On Mondays, we're going to be talking about all the news that happened Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on Friday, we're going to be talking about all the news that happened Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So that's what's going to happen with the podcast, and that's what's already happening with the Twitch. For YouTube, for this channel, the schedules that I'm thinking about doing is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. That's what I'm gonna be hoping to do. I'm not gonna lie, YouTube is the hardest one to do because of how much time making videos is, editing the videos, and all of that. It's much more difficult for me to make videos because of that. For Twitch, it's very easy. Just go live, talk things. For podcasts, go live, talk about things. That's easy. YouTube, record, edit it, try to make it as best as you can. That's much more time consuming. Even Medium, the articles, I don't have a schedule for that because I don't think I can tie myself down to a schedule when so much of that's going to be based on what news I hear. And whenever I hear a news that I want to talk about, I'm gonna research it, I'm gonna write it down, and I'm gonna post, and I'm gonna be posting it. So the Medium doesn't have a schedule. If one day I feel like it does need a schedule, I will let you guys know. But for now, it doesn't have a schedule. YouTube, I'm gonna try to adhere to the whole Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Hopefully, I got this going on Tuesday. If not, I'll do better next time. And I'm still not sure if it's gonna be Thursday a skit, but it's gonna be something. Maybe another discussion video like this. Who knows? But Sunday, that's going to be definitely going to be something. I'm still not sure about that, to be honest. The YouTube schedule is a bit harder for me to do because of so much time that is making videos. But I'm going to do my best to keep that schedule going up. But yeah, you guys are free to join me on Twitch and on the podcast. And if you want to, you can stick to YouTube videos only. But hopefully, there's more content for you guys to enjoy and to contribute with. And just if you want to help me out, those are the avenues for you guys to just watch and just enjoy it in general. And that's about it. I got nothing else to say. My voice is gone. I filmed this so many times, and just, man, I don't know. In the future, I'll be better. But anyways, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, and hopefully you guys stay. I'm losing my mind at the moment, so oh my god. Anyways, outro time. See ya. Thank you for coming to the Lobbies for Hobbies. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and if you did, check out my other videos on YouTube, catch me streaming on Twitch, hear my podcast, read my articles on Medium, or check out my social media. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, and I have a Facebook. All of the links will be in the description below, so go check me out. All of them are under @Lobbies for Hobbies. I have been your entertainer for the day, Efrain Lagunas, and I hope to see you next time you check in at the lobby. Till next time.